So my name is Arthur Rygak. I'm the Executive Vice President for Verdantis, and for the next 15 or 20 minutes or so, maybe shorter, we'll go through the monetization of master data quality and master data governance for material and part master data. Three basic sections. We'll start off with a baseline understanding as provided by the analyst community. What are organizations seeing as a business impact around productivity, new product development, and customer satisfaction, and how customer satisfaction can sort of translate to revenue, of course. Then we'll go into the things that make the CFO happy. It's good to talk about productivity gains, or faster time cycles, or better product delivery release, and we can monetize that to a large degree. But as they say around here, the CFO often has very deep pockets and very short arms. So to get him to reach down and sort of agree to large capital funding projects, or even spot data quality improvement projects, it helps to put things in hard dollar savings, or hard euro savings, or hard yen savings, as the case may be. And then we'll sort of close up with what outage impacts due to the material or the bottom line for either service providers or product manufacturers, product distributors, in terms of what that real cost might look like. So if we start off with a baseline, we talk about the importance of MDM, the importance of MDM around materials and parts. Kurt brought up some very interesting numbers, and I think some of the approaches that he talked about in terms of positive benefits are quantified on a handful of tables on this slide and the next. When it comes to getting good information, it's about mining through vast amounts of data and converting that data into actionable information. It's sort of the mantra of the BI world. What we found is that for those who have embraced MDM, specifically material MDM with a bent towards improved data quality, the average time per employee per week spent searching for information was reduced by 4.9 hours, almost 5 hours. So if your organization has just 1,000 people and they're saving 5 hours a week, and they're of course 50+ weeks per year, we're talking pretty big numbers pretty quickly. And you know what your average labor costs are across your company. If you can find information more quickly, then the ability to sort of shorten your product development life cycle in terms of getting new offerings out to the street improved almost 10%. And just as important as getting product out, it's getting the right products and services out. And what we've seen is a 6% improvement over the quality of new product, new services that are being deployed. And I'll just ask the other panelists to mute their phones while I continue. When we look at inventory management per se, you've got different kinds of inventory levels. There's inventory for maintenance, repair, operations. There's inventory for product delivery. Here where we look at the impact of MDM and MD sort of QI, master data quality improvement, those firms that did a full embrace with quality at the forefront generated 3% better on-time and complete delivery. Their visibility into their existing inventory increased by 4%. Managing inventory turns improved by 7%. And the two numbers that always impress me is the year-over-year change in customer satisfaction is almost 17% better than those who don't. Now that's a massive jump. If you combine that with 11% increase in customer retention, these are two specific things that drive top-line revenue improvement for year-over-year growth. Now, on the cost side of things, we talk about the need for actionable information. We've got change management around new ERP or ERP operations overall. For those organizations that embraced both master data management for materials and parts, as well as master data governance, right? So this is the compliance side of things. The gains were substantial. So 6% net win on just reduction in operational costs overall. Administrative cost reduction of 10%. And a 4% increase in profitability against its peers year over year for the last 2 fiscal years. These are things that sort of move the dial from a CFO perspective. Now, folks that have sort of gone the route of ERP or MRP or even on a PLM PDM basis with the goal of automating and streamlining internal business processes. Yet those who've also implemented a master data quality and master data governance initiative are seeing far superior gains against their peers that did not. A 4% increase on-time internal schedule. 10-year average or year-over-year average for time to decision increased by almost 5%. And the two that sort of, again, make a CFO's day a little more pleasant is the reduction in DSO. So days sales outstanding reduced from 45 days to 36 days with data compliance or data governance in addition to improved master data quality. Now, if we take this, though, to a somewhat larger scale, and it's nice to see industry trends, but, how about in our space, right? How about in the industries that we play in? Let's take an example, and we'll make this a quick one. Let's say this is either a service provider or a process manufacturer, so anywhere in the oil patch. $8 billion in revenue, $1 billion in maintenance, repair, and operation material spend, $400 million in current inventory value, and about 400,000 SKUs in inventory. To optimize this environment, and this is just taking, actually it's an average of 2 of our clients, leveraging both data harmonization using Harmonize and data governance using Verdantis Integrity. The harmonization for asset reduction and asset optimization identified 60,000 duplicates in the 400,000 records, reducing the new SKU count to 340,000 items. 15% reduction in overall items by count, and 10% based on inventory asset value. How does this translate to dollars and cents? The annual inventory carry cost for this company was 4.4%. So for every $100 sitting in inventory, $4.40 is the additional cost of having an inventory as compared to free operating cash flow. Starting with the $400 million, identifying 15% of SKUs but 10% of actual cash value gives us a $40 million duplicate inventory value. The write-down, which is a one-time improvement to the balance sheet, of 4.4% on the $40 million is $1.7 million. If we take this and then look at the other information gleaned from this deduplication process, found that 15% of the items that were identified could now be sort of managed more effectively from a strategic sourcing perspective. So out of the $1 billion plus, actually, in maintenance, repair, and operations, 15% identified as similar through the harmonization process gives us $150 million in addressable spend. The strategic sourcing initiative of this company dropped on average across the categories about 12.5% in costs. So out of the $150 million alone, 12.5% savings, first year, within 12 months of go live, $18 million. So the harmonization combined drove $19.7 million in savings. And remember, for every dollar in savings, it's the equivalent of 10 in new sales. So again, CFOs sort of like this. When we look at compliance and data governance, the integrity capability, which continues to keep this data in a pristine state as you move forward, does a few things. The first thing it is, improves the confidence of the organization in procurement team. And that's procurement, acquisition, supply chain, you pick the one that fits. And improves the maverick spending of an organization. This client had 40% maverick, and that was reduced to 25%. And these are people or acquisition transactions that are not going through the normal catalog or procurement process. So by gaining 15% from the maverick spend, and this was on about 80% of the MRO, so $800 million, gave an additional $120 million for spend under contract or spend under management by the procurement team. According to Gartner, the industry average is 17.9%. This particular client saw 16.5% numbers, where if it was pre-negotiated on contract, it was 16.5% less than buying it on the street. So the $120 million at 16.5% reduction was another net savings of 19.8, bringing the two numbers combined for asset optimization and strategic sourcing optimization, enabled by better material part catalog or material master data, was $39.5 million. And on a $1 billion company, that's a 4% overall improvement. I realize we've only got 10 minutes left or so, I can leave this to a follow-up. Quick summary, though. When people calculate outage, they may think about very brief bursts. We were down for an hour, we were down for 2 hours. But the way this stacks up across total labor, when you are scrambling for a part and you can't find it, and it's causing an outage, is that it affects everyone who's involved with searching, pulling, verifying, going back and looking for the right part the next time. And we're seeing about a 40-to-1 relationship in terms of staff to downtime. And that can translate anywhere from 10,000 an hour to 600,000 an hour, depending on your particular organization. With that, I'll turn it back to Jay to wrap us up.